I had to take a break for a little bit from the Granblue relink, which is awesome as shit, man, dude. Check it out. It's gonna be up there in the link up there. But I have not completed the story for Rising. So we finna basically get into the story of Rising. We'll finish the last chapter, so to speak, of the story for Rising, and we're gonna get into some arcade modes and see what comes of it. All right, this is part three. Part two is up on the channel, and part one we played like offline, like where we played, we just never streamed it. So just to get a whole recap, part one and two is pretty much just Granblue Fantasy Versus, but with the extra DLC. So if you're not seeing what this story consists of, just go back and play like Granblue Fantasy Versus, and just play it with like the all the DLC and stuff. I think they got like a special edition that came out with all the DLC involved and all that stuff. Just play that whole story, and then you'll get the gist of what the fuck was going on. So this is originally too. I think this is actually the original story for specifically for this game. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is part three, A Tale of Dust and Shadows. Episode 56, Apocalypse Taking Flight. Of course. Yeah, so majority of this story is like just, you know,
a star seeking to cast the skies beneath its shadow. A beast as cunning as it was debauched. These forces nearly toppled multiplex worlds. Though life survived, the battle left a scar. We now saw the fragility of existence. This is one iteration of the Sky Realm. A blue expanse abandoned by the gods, where islands float among drifting clouds. The astral Beelzebub sought to conquer this and other dimensions by warping causality, the laws of the universe, melting the whole of existence into a kingdom his own. But the serpent Belial drained Beelzebub of his powers, channeling them towards the resurrection of his creator, Lucilius. When all hope seemed lost, a crew of Skyfarers thwarted both Astral and Serpent. Thus, the skies were saved, and time flowed on. It can't be. Doomsday. It's here.
Sleep well, sweet Messiah. The nights have been lonely without you. Why don't you hold me?
Inverting causality takes precedence. Let us head out.
I always did like professional types. They're so sharp and forceful. No prep either. It's bold of you to go straight in.
Sundown. It's a boss battle. A rank or higher, chain number 15 or more. One or more times. Okay. Wait a minute. Screw it. Yeah, right. Okay, Grand Vegeta. So, yeah. I play with Jeter because, you know, Jeter. Huh. You know, I was seeing online a lot that, like, I think Normaya had, like, some type of, she had some type of, she had some type of damn, like, lingerie clothes on. I wonder, was that, like, actually, like, was that actually to the game? Hmm. It's just gonna be me, so. Arrows. Bless me. Okay, I just keep this one on. All right. All right, let's go, Jeter.
Mission complete. Took longer than expected, but we did all right in the end.
Gran, Gita, you were amazing out there. Look at you two, keeping trash off city streets. But even heroes have to rest, you know.
Catalina's worried about both of you. She says you're going to work yourself sick.
I get this goblin hunt was sprung on you out of the blue, but if you'd gone back and grabbed more crewmates, you wouldn't be out so late.
You're right. It's just, I've been feeling antsy, you know? It's been so quiet. I keep getting reeled in by every chance at action.
Besides, the crew just had their memories patched back together. They deserve the rest, and we need the training.
She's right. It might be calm now, but this is just the eye of the storm. Beelzebub's still out there. And we all know he schemes as easily as he breathes.
Oh,
He's
damn.
not even the biggest of our worries. Remember what we heard about Lucilius? If he awakens, it's lights out for the rest of us.
He almost destroyed Jita's world. We can't let him jeopardize ours.
That's right.
Who's that?
That voice!
Belial!
I can tell you missed me, Singularities. Can almost see tails wagging. Don't worry. I've brought a treat for you puppies. A certain someone you must be dying to meet.
Who?
Lucilius!
That's him?
He really did it! He dragged Psycho back from the dead!
It's been a while, so let's talk before getting hot and heavy. Watch the stars, be kissed by the breeze, make this time special. We used to be so rough, impatient. But if we knew one another better, it might engender tenderness.
Commencing test. Stand aside.
This'll be a turn-on. A private peep show into Silius's experiments.
Gran, sword up! He's like nothing we fought before.
We'll pull through this. Together.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Singularity. Know that this time around, your gods won't save you.
Okay.
Lucky for us, I'm not the type to need saving.
Take him down!
Cheetah! This ends here!
Commencing test. Paradise lost.
Gran! Cheetah!
So,
Two singularities. Perhaps with these new parameters, a long suffering. It's a logical.
Well, that worked. You got a plan for beating this guy?
How is he so powerful?
Exile hasn't weakened him one bit. We can't take him alone.
Bring him in!
Lament. Stop wasting my time.
he's
The extent of your power, singularities.
what? Okay. Okay, it's a part of the story. Okay, cool. I'm like, wait, what?
No, this isn't... Lyria, why? Is it the life link?
Lyria shares Cheetah's pain, and I share Lyria's.
The lifelink serves as an indirect tether between the singularities. An intriguing oversight of causalities, but irrelevant if all three perish, die.
Lyria, Cheetah, they need me.
Hey, those are my friends! You want them, you're gonna...
Paradise lost.
Shit.
Pent up much? That release of yours blew up an island.
They survived.
You sure? Their real estate's gone. And it's a long fall to the pit of the skies.
Quite sure. The gods insist upon meddling. Expected, but irksome nonetheless. Leave the singularities for now. We'll return to Point Zero and relay the groundwork for the grand finale.
Perfect. The longer the setup, the sweeter the climax.
He just wrecked us. Like, I couldn't even do anything, Joe. Like, what the fuck?
Zephyr soft. Deliver her from the valley of death. You can breathe easy now. The danger's past.
Thank goodness! We should be thanking Magic Man. If he hadn't blown in, we'd have blown up.
Paradise lost.
Tempest fell. Bear them to safe haven! Oh, no, please. No thanks required. The Singularity and I are friends. And so I thought, were we? Look at my face. No sparks going off?
I'm really sorry. You feel familiar, if that's any comfort.
Patchwork memories. Two singularities. Mixed together dimensions and chaos bubbles to the surface. But that chaos is what drew me here. I have a mission to see through.
Before we change topics, mind telling us who you are?
Of course. Ahem. 'Tis I, War God, Mad Cyclone,
Grimnir! Yeah, I know.
Singularity! Huh, you came too! And you remember me!
How could I forget? Thanks for saving my life, by the way.
Jita, you're finally awake! Don't you ever scare me like that again!
I've broken that promise before, and I'll break it again. But things should get easier with this primal around. Meet the Disciple of Wind and Ally of Angels.
Ooh, time for take two. Ahem. 'Tis I, War God, Mad Cyclone, Grimnir!
God damn it, he's
Feels
awesome.
Great to be back among friends. That includes you, Red Dragon, Girl in Blue.
Right. Cool to have you on board, Windy Miguel. I'll just call you Windy for short.
Or guess we should say back on board.
Make that a welcome from all four of us, Grimnir.
Ah, the other Singularity! Glad to see you back amongst the living. I consider you a friend as much as Jita. I'd better tell you why I'm here. It's a winding tale and you're barely conscious. But there's no time to rest, I'm afraid. This world is being consumed by chaos. It began with Beelzebub's raising of dimensional barriers. Once parallel worlds coalesced, he would get to rule over all. Gran, you were alerted to Beelzebub's plan by the cracking of causality. You gathered your crew and toppled the would-be king. But it was too late. The barriers had been shattered. Worlds flowed into one another. Two singularities were washed ashore on a single plane. But Gran and Jita weren't the only things the tide rolled in. There's also the fallen angel, Belial. With the fabric of existence threadbare, he forced his way back from the dimensional rift. Once here, he set about aggrandizing the chaos. Belial meant to delve back into the rift so he could extract another prisoner. The Lord of Fallen Angels, Lucilius. Lucilius also seeks the convergence of worlds, but not to rule. He aims to draw everything into this sea of chaos and drown it. You all saw Lucilius, his might, the powers of Lucifer, once Supreme Primarch, were just a carbon copy of his. Though Jita defeated him before, she had the aid of Sandalphon, the current Supreme Primarch, and the only warrior in the skies equal to Lucilius. But in this world, there are no angels. There exists none who can challenge him.
What? So we can't win?
Nope.
Don't worry! All that was just the prologue. Now, let's talk about why I manifested.
Burglars!
Episode 59, meeting at Zekensteel.
All right. Who are you? What do you want?
Look how Grim is looking.
This
Yes.
is our house. Well, minus Magic Man over there. The question is, who are you?
Wait. Vern?
Huh? Who told you my name?
What?
Who said
You're
that?
kidding. Right? Do we know you?
Jesus!
Why me?
Gran! Cheetah! Oh gosh, I've wanted to apologize for so long. Hope seeing you here like this, it makes everything feel all right again.
Miss?
Oh. Right. So, how we know each other, or how I know you, I guess. I lived here too, which makes us neighbors, or same islanders?
Ouchie times 1,000.
Oops. I am so sorry. I shouldn't have called you a burglar, or given you a frying pan to the face. Gran, she ringing any bells for you?
No? It's... yeah, hard to say. Part of me thinks this is our first time meeting, but part of me is sure she's a forgotten memory.
I feel the same way. All I know is, if we met her, it was before we set sail with the crew.
It's weird that she remembers each of us, but none of us remember her.
Maybe you knew each other as kids. You said you're from Zinken still, right?
Rayan. My name's Rayan. Gran, Cheetah, you don't need to introduce yourselves. You should hear the stories people here tell about you. Oh, it's so exciting to meet face to face.
Hi, Rayan. I'm Lyria. Do you live in this village?
I must have seen you somewhere or other. We've never really talked, but I'm sure we bumped into each other. Back when I was a good old Zinkenstill citizen.
Something's off. It's not that she's lying. Her existence, it's warped. A ripple in the pond of our universe. She's a greater anomaly than even the singularities.
Ooh.
So, I've been wondering, but you two are ghostly white. Is everything okay?
Right! How could I forget about your injuries? Some friend I am. There, a little wind to tuck you in. Now, chop chop, nighty-night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite.
I'd better leave you to your rest then. Get well soon.
Wait! Wendy never got to finish his spiel.
Okay. Episode 60, Defying Doomsday.
Lucilius.
Port Breeze vanished overnight. The news spread like wildfire to every corner of the skies. People are terrified.
Port Breeze is really gone? With just one attack?
We were there. We should have stopped him.
No. Lucilius is on the order of natural disaster. There's nothing you or any Sky Dweller could have done.
It's a miracle that you're alive. When I learned what happened, I thought... You're here. That's all that matters.
She's right. I get that it hurts, and things seem dark. But we can't turn back. We can only grope our way forward. Toward the future. Lucilius hasn't harmed another island. We need to keep it that way.
What's your story, Wonder Boy? Come to beat old Doom and Gloom?
Well, yes and no.
Come to think of it, you never finished telling us why you're here.
Now's as good a time as any.
Ahem. Gather round, gentles all, to hear why I, God of War, have alighted on this sea of chaos, bearing aloft the torch of my most sacred quest.
So dramatic.
You live in a sky without angels. Angels are the keepers of the four elements, which make up the natural world. Fire, water, earth, and wind. Their work is essential to all living things, and yet, they don't exist here. Why? The answer lies with Lucilius. Lucilius was defeated once before, by the Singularity and Supreme Primarch. Trapped in the dimensional rift, he nurtured a hatred for angels. He saw them as traitors to their lord and creator. All it took was a breach in the dimensional barrier for that vitriol to seep through. It corrupted causality, pitting fate against the angels. Beelzebub provided that breach, and that wasn't all. He unwittingly showed Belial there was a way to bring Lucilius back.
And Belial didn't vanish with the angels, because following Lucilius into the rift got his divine membership revoked.
Yep.
The whole of time and space has been contaminated, so no one knows when or where the angels started disappearing. There must also be another system in place maintaining the elements, but no one knows what that is either. Only one thing is certain. The world is diseased. It's riddled with abnormalities, including a second singularity, and robbed of its angels. And, like any ailing body, it's trying to heal. That is why I manifested. I'm to be the panacea that will restore the skies to their former state.
You're going to cure our world? But that would take the powers of a god.
I'm no stand-in for a god, but I am a disciple of Primarchs. I can carry out their task of balancing the four elements. It'll be a first step on the path back to normalcy. On the path back to a world with angels. So much is my office. So far goes my tale. Woo! I nailed it!
What the fuck, Grimmer?
Amazing. We've been sent a divine emissary.
Okay. So I'm following along theoretically. But as a scientist, all this talk of gods and angels is turning my head.
That's what you have to work with if you want to beat Lucilius.
To recap, Lucilius has the powers of Lucifer, right? The Supreme Primarch? The most powerful being in all the skies?
You fight fire with fire and a Supreme Primarch with a Supreme Primarch. But Sandalphon doesn't exist in this world.
Sandalphon. Remind me again. He's the guy who beat the wacko Astral of the Apocalypse alongside Jita?
Correct. Sandalphon and the Singularity. We need both to triumph.
Wait, so you're saying we're gonna revive Sandalphon?
Exactly! The Supreme Primarch and not one, but two Singularities! Got us a winning team!
Right. But let's not forget, first, we have to fix the world. Disciple or not, does a Primal even have that kind of leverage?
When I manifested, the Primarchs granted me partial control over the four elements. We can restore at least a part of Fanta Grande if I delegate that power. But we'd need primals of considerable influence.
Meaning the ones contracted to islands.
There's Colossus for fire, Leviathan for water, and Yggdrasil for earth. Tiamat's wind, but she was the guardian of Port Breeze.
And with Port Breeze destroyed...
I will wear the mantle of the Wind Primal.
Great. Now we've formed a game plan. Question is, whether Lucilius is going to kick back, relax, and let us have our merry way.
Most likely not.